recently applied to AdventHealth University for their DMP program, and I was asked to answer a series of questions regarding the program, and I would like to do that now. I would like to tell you about my nursing career. It began as a 16-year-old as a certified nursing assistant that I worked in a nursing facility until I graduated from high school, at which time I went to LPN school and worked as a licensed practical nurse in a nursing facility. I did that for about 10 years and decided I wanted to continue my education and went to obtain my associate degree in nursing from Ivy Tech University in Indiana. Once I was in that role, I worked as a home health nurse and saw people in their homes, which I really enjoyed being part of their family and seeing patients in their own environment. I continued my education as in getting my Bachelor's of Science of Nursing, which I continued in home health until I moved to Florida, at which time I worked in a cardiology office for CT surgery. During that time in that office, I was actually encouraged by one of our physicians to continue my degree, which I did, and obtained my Master's of Science in Nursing from University of South Florida. With that degree, I became a cardiac surgical nurse practitioner, went into the OR as a first assist, and actually even harvested vein for the surgeons and did post-op patients as well as took care of patients out on the floor. During that time, I was asked to go to Winter Haven Hospital to be able to start actually a heart failure program, which I was there for about 18 months until that program was up and running. And then I moved back to Tampa to be part of the advanced heart failure program at one of the Tampa hospitals. And at that time, I helped to start a mechanical support program and took care of patients, and we implanted VAD patients. Once I did that, I was actually contacted by AdventHealth Tampa to be able to come to their facility to start an advanced heart failure program and also a mechanical support program for them as well. And I actually currently still do that. Within the last couple years, I have always taken care of advanced heart failure patients. Well, approximately 2 years ago, because of my love for leadership and being advocates for all of our APPs, I was asked to take on a position as the Chief APP Officer for AdventHealth Medical Group for the West Florida Division. And during that time, as I became their Chief APP Officer, this is actually why I decided that I thought it was a good thing to go back to school to get my DNP so that I was able to enhance my leadership skills through this program to be able to enhance my role as the Chief APP Officer. I felt that I would be better prepared if I was ever asked to take another leadership position within the system. And so I felt like getting my DNP would help to complete that. So within the last 5 years, I have done patient care with advanced heart failure patients as well. The area of interest that I would like to do for my DMP project is for a transition to practice program. I really have a passion to help new APPs as they are graduating from school to be able to transition into their new role. In the short time that I've been the Chief APP Officer, I have found that a lot of the APPs coming out of school really don't know how to transition into their new role, and it's very difficult and overwhelming for them. So I would like to show how going through a transition to practice program helps their confidence. It helps them be able to go into that role a little easier, and it actually helps them become a better provider. So I really would like to use that as my DMP project. Two examples of how I effectively collaborate in my current position. I actually do a lot of the onboarding and the hiring of new APPs. So I have to collaborate with our onboarding team and actually our recruiters to be able to bring in new APPs. And so I work diligently with them in order to bring in good, solid APPs to make sure that they can help us share our vision and our mission of extending the healing ministry of Christ. I also collaborate with our directors and our practice administrators on our APP schedules, their contracts. I help with leadership and to be able to bring about new projects and things for a new APP. So I have to collaborate with our C-suite leadership in order to do that. Two of the steps that I would approach to take care of a problem encountered in a asynchronous environment, because of all of the communication that in that environment, you use emails and texts. If I had a concern or an issue, one of the ways that I would have to handle that is try to get a hold of somebody in person and be able to relay and talk to my about my concerns to people face to face. I think that would be one of the first things that I would try. I know the new generation, they like the texting, the emailing, but I think a lot of the older generation, like me, we do like the face-to-face, the one-on-one time. But if I was unable to do that, I would actually probably make sure that I am very detailed in an email, talking about the concerns that I have and some of the solutions that I feel like I could, um, uh, help with that in one of the areas of the problems that we're discussing. And I always tell our APPs now that if you actually have an issue or a concern with someone, to try your best not to communicate through text, because you cannot really see the patient's body language, or they may read your text in the wrong manner, and it may seem very harsh or curt, where you really don't mean it that way. And so a couple ways to do that would, again, in person or a detailed email. And also, I have taught our APPs that if you do have an issue or concern, my response to that is make sure you come to me with a solution of some way to help um, solve the issues that you're having, so that we can go and talk to whoever it is you have the concern with. So I really am a big advocate for that as well. Two examples of how I would adjust to make sure that I was successful in the DNP program. Organization. That's probably your best friend, is to make sure that you're organized and make sure that you carve out enough time for your projects and your responsibilities for your schoolwork. The other way is just making sure that I understand what the projects and the expectations are of the program, to be able to move forward and to be successful in that program as well. How would I demonstrate Advent Health University's mission statement? That's kind of an easy one for me because I am a Christ follower and I really relate to extending the healing ministry of Christ in our healthcare. In order to do that, I feel like you have to treat each other fairly and treat them equally, regardless of people's a person's financial or societal status. They all deserve to be treated equally, and I would want to treat them as how Jesus would treated people, and how he treats me today, to show love and mercy and kindness to others. And that can be hard sometimes, but I always look at it as, if Christ did that for me, that's how I would want to treat other people. And I want to be able to care for people and treat people as I would want my family members to be treated and cared for as well. And I think that if we showed that in society these days, we'd have a lot less, um, people fighting and not agreeing with one another. So those are the answers to my questions that you have asked me to complete. I really appreciate the time that you have given me and the opportunity to be a part of this program. And if there was anything that I could do to talk to you in person, I would be happy to do so. But I look forward to hearing back from you to see if I'm accepted into the program. I'm very excited about that and would love to be able to start that in the fall. So thank you very much for your time.